There are a ton of weapons that will be amazing in the final shape, so I picked out 5 of these weapons that are easy to farm for, even as a solo player, and I'm going to show you why you want these weapons and how you can get them for yourself. I'm Marshix, and you need to like the video right now. The first weapon is top tier in 99% of the game. This is Indebted Kindness, a special ammo sidearm, so it deals considerably more damage than normal sidearms, and it gets access to Volt Shot. Reloading after a kill makes your next shot apply Jolt. With this, Indebted Kindness annihilates red bars, destroys majors, stuns overload champions, and offers utility in a variety of builds. And the main perk you want to pair with this is Lead from Gold. This gives you ammo for this weapon whenever you pick up a heavy ammo brick, which means you'll very rarely run out of ammo even if you're running double special weapons. Just use this in place of your primary weapon, and you can still run a fusion rifle, a 1-2 punch shotgun, mountaintop, or anything new in the final shape. Now, the way you get this weapon is from the Warlord's Ruin dungeon. But don't worry, you don't need to do the entire dungeon, you don't need any prior experience, and it takes less than 5 minutes. All you need is a Strand Titan with Tractor Cannon to apply a debuff, a 1-2 punch shotgun to buff your melee damage, Synthoceps to buff your melee damage again, since you'll definitely be surrounded during the damage phase, and Banner of War to buff your melee damage again and give you healing in the process. You obviously don't have to use this, but this setup is extremely easy to use and it makes it really fast so you can get drops every 4 to 5 minutes. Load up the dungeon from the EDZ, then run up to this part. Grapple up the cliff to save a little bit of time, run across the bridge and just ignore all the ads, then drop a rally flag and start the encounter. What you need to do is get 1 melee kill on the first group of enemies, continue getting kills to build up stacks of Banner of War, then you'll eventually get teleported into one of these cages. Shoot the 3 acolytes to open the door before you die, then you'll see these wish totems appear. You need to stand inside of both of these circles until they turn blue. This will allow you to damage the boss, and if you get both totems, you get a longer damage phase. Now that you're in the damage phase, you want to Tractor Cannon the boss to weaken him, shoot him once with your shotgun, then immediately punch to deal 300,000 damage, then shotgun and punch again and again, then shotgun and grapple punch for 600,000 damage, then pop your super and spam your melee for 100,000 with each hit. This rotation allows you to deal over half of his health solo in only 1 phase. So just rinse and repeat, and if you 2-phase it, it only takes about 4 minutes from the time you load in, and if you 3-phase it, it only takes about 5 minutes from the time you load in. Once the boss is dead, you'll be teleported to the jail, and your loot will be sitting there on the ground. But you don't have to do the entire puzzle, just go back to orbit and your loot will be sent straight to the postmaster. Then just reset your checkpoint and go again. Now, it's not a guarantee that it drops every time, because 6 different items can drop from this encounter, but each run is pretty fast, so it's not that big of a deal. And if you do happen to have 2 other friends to farm with, you can use this same strat to easily 1-phase the boss and do these runs even faster. And after all my farming, I got 7 Indebted Kindness, 6 of which were absolute garbage, but 1 of them was pretty good. Now, we're going to use that same Titan build to farm for one of the best auto rifles right now, Prosecutor. This has many great roles for both PvP and PvE. Dragonfly plus Volt Shot for explosions and chain lightning, Rewind rounds plus Target Lock for single target damage against majors and champions, or just Frenzy for a passive damage buff. Any combination of these perks are great in PvE. And for PvP, it gets Zen Moment plus Target Lock, which is such a nasty roll in this thing. The gun barely moves and it's really forgiving. I don't play PvP, but this gun made me play PvP. And I even had fun, what? The way you get this weapon is similar to the previous weapon. We're going to be farming the first encounter of the Prophecy dungeon with a Strand Titan, but we're going to be using 2 exploits that make each run significantly faster. Only about 3 minutes each. Load up the Prophecy dungeon from the Legends tab, then run through the portal and jump on this first ball. From here, jump into the hole in the ceiling, then do a single hop and summon your Sparrow. Then ride your Sparrow all the way to the top. As you approach the top, strafe to the left and jump off. Now you just grapple over to the middle and you're already at the boss. You can just completely skip the opening encounter. Rally the flag, start the encounter, then immediately spawn kill this knight and grab its motes. Run over to the second knight and kill it in the shadow for more dark motes, and that will create 1 big dark mote. Now you're supposed to get 4 of these big motes and dunk them into each matching podium. But instead, we're going to be jumping between the 2 matching podiums and activate the mote as we're falling. If you do it correctly, this will trigger both of them, leaving you with only light motes to do. So collect your light motes and do the same thing. If you did both of them correctly, you'll only need these 2 motes. This trick cuts the boss fight in half, so it's actually really fast to farm. Now that the 4 podiums are done, it's time for DPS. Same thing as before. Tractor Cannon to apply a debuff, then Shotgun Punch, then when you run out of abilities, pop your super, and you'll finish off the boss in a matter of seconds. This guy has a lot less health than the Warlord's boss, so you'll definitely one-phase it. Once he's dead, grab your loot and hope you get a Prosecutor. This encounter can drop 4 items: Prosecutor, the Relentless Pulse Rifle, boots, and class items. So the drop rates should, in theory, be better than Warlord's too. Now you just reset your checkpoint and go back in. The only problem with this farm is that you do have to wait until it's the weekly featured dungeon, otherwise you get no loot from any of your additional runs. Okay, you're probably sick of dungeon farming by now, so here's a different farm for one of the best primary weapons in the game. Heliocentric is a solar sidearm that gets access to things like Heal Clip, Demolitionist, Incandescent, Kill Clip, Frenzy, Adrenaline Junkie, Surrounded, just about everything you could possibly want on a PvE sidearm. Heal Clip plus Kill Clip is a very strong roll, and Demolitionist plus Incandescent is amazing for most solar builds. Now, this is just a random world drop, but you can target farm for it and get special versions that have double perks. Legend and Master Lost sectors drop 1 guaranteed world drop per completion. There are 4 weapons available at a time, and the weapons change every day. This is on a 4-day rotation, so keep an eye out for the Heliocentric day. If you want to know what the current rotation is, just go to light.gg and it'll show you at the top of the website. So just wait until Heliocentric becomes available to farm inside a fast and easy Lost sector, then just run it over and over until you get a God roll. And you'll also be getting tons of exotics in the process. But these aren't the special versions I was talking about. If you do Master Lost sectors, every weapon will drop with double perks in one of the 2 main perk columns, making it a lot more likely to get the God roll and allows you to get super God rolls. So should you be running Legends or Masters? It really comes down to your skill level. If Master Lost sectors take significantly longer than Legends, don't even bother with them. But if you can run Masters relatively fast, do that instead because you're basically getting 2 rolls on every drop, so you're bound to get a God roll eventually. And this farm actually goes hand in hand with the next weapon. Just by completing activities, you'll be getting Wish Engrams. This includes Lost sectors, so you can stock up on a bunch of these in no time. Now, what we're going to do with these is take them over to Riven and focus them for the best weapon from the season, Scatter Signal. This is a strand fusion rifle that gets access to Overflow for a massive magazine size and Controlled Burst for a solid damage buff. This perk combo allows you to overflow your magazine up to 14 shots, then dump all of those into a boss with the damage buff from Controlled Burst. Great for majors and champions, and one of the best special weapons for DPS too. This is also craftable, which means you can get the God roll guaranteed, and it can get enhanced perks. All you need to do is run fast activities like Lost sectors to get tons of engrams, then just keep turning them into scatter signals until you get 5 red borders. The first one you pick up every day is guaranteed to be a red border, so you can either farm for it with a bunch of engrams, or just get a few engrams and log in for 5 different days. Up to you. I actually misspoke whenever I recorded this. The guaranteed red borders come from your first Riven's Lair or Coil completion for the day. The only downside to this farm is that it's going away in less than 3 weeks. So if you can only farm for one of these weapons, this is it. The best rocket launcher in the game right now is Apex Predator. This is a solar rocket launcher that gets reconstruction to automatically reload your weapon up to double capacity. So it holds 2 rockets at a time and you never have to reload it. It also gets Bait and Switch, one of the highest damage buffs in the game, so it's obvious why it's so good. But Apex Predator is a raid weapon, you can't get that solo, right? Well, you actually can, but it takes a little bit of time. You can currently get this through Riven's Wishes, but if you already wasted all your wish tokens, or you're just missing a couple red borders, or you're living in the future where this doesn't exist, this is the next best way, at least for solo players. If you have a team of 6, just farm Cali, but if you're a solo player who has no Destiny friends and hates LFG, this is for you. Load up the Last Wish raid on the Dreaming City, then follow the path I take to get to the Wish Wall. Once you're here, input this code to teleport you to the Morgath encounter. Now we're going to need to cross the broken bridge. There are multiple ways to do this, Eager Edge, Dawnblade, Lion Rampant, but the easiest way to do this now is simply by shooting Mountaintop. Get a Mountaintop with sticky grenades, the old one from collections will do just fine, then stand right here and shoot them all in one spot. You'll probably need kinetic weapon loaders on your gauntlets to get the most grenades. Once they detonate, it'll send you flying a million miles an hour to the other side of the bridge. Now just follow the path outside and hug the left wall until you reach the first chest. This chest can drop any gear from this raid, which includes Apex Predator, and it has a small chance of being a red border version. Reminder, once you get 5 red borders, you're able to craft it with whatever perks you want, and they're enhanceable. But there's more than just this one chest. If you jump into the ceiling, you can get another chest. Just follow the path I take until you reach a big door. Once you're here, the game might just kill you. If it does, you'll need to relaunch the activity and input this code at the wish wall to teleport to the Shirochi encounter. If it doesn't kill you, you will swap load zones and end up right next to the Shirochi encounter. Now you just continue going backwards through the raid until you get to the other secret chest. Climb up this rock with a grappling hook or by mountaintop jumping, then follow the bridge down to the end. Drop down and the chest is on a small ledge. Both of these chests can be opened once per character per week, and all of them have a chance of giving you the best rocket launcher in the game. Now, if you want to see how to get more free raid loot as a solo player just like this, check out this video. Thanks for watching, I'm Marshix, and I'll see you next time.